Okay, I'm gonna call the meeting to order. My name is Vicki Weitzel,
I'm Connie Shattuck.
I'm Joe Holcomb.
and tonight we're gonna review our proposed budget for 2026. And I'm gonna turn the meeting over to our trustee, Karen Russ.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for coming. We are going to spend a little time this evening reviewing our proposed budget for 2026 and compare it to our budget that we had for 2025. So I'm looking at the rainy day budget for 2025. We currently budgeted $2,000 for the year. For next year, we are proposing $7,000 for other services and charges. And that's because we have had a very challenging year with storms that have come through, and we've had additional expenses we were not prepared for. So I thought that would be a good way to supplement the other funds if needed through rainy day. The general fund, salaries and wages, the salary of the trustee for 2025 is $11,800. We're proposing $14,160. Clerical help from $5,800 to $6,000. The Township board pay from $1,650 to $3,000. The Social Security Township share from $2,500 to $3,000. Other supplies for 2026 for printing $1,000. Operating supplies from $500 in 2025 to $3,500 for 2026, and that's because we need to get a cell phone so we can record meetings. Currently, we're using my personal cell phone. Printing, I
Other
apologize.
supplies.
Operating supplies, I apologize, from $500 for 2025 to $3,500 for 2026. And that's again just for operating supplies. I found I had to purchase an ink cartridge this year, and it was $2,500, or excuse me, $250. I apologize. And I have 5 printer cartridges in the printer, so when I replace all of those, that in itself is going to take us over $1,300. So that's the reason for the increase there. Other supplies were remaining the same for 2026. That's $500.
It was 200.
And excuse me. Other supplies was $500
Was
for
200.
operating
25.
supplies. I apologize. Other supplies, $200. Going to
500.
$500. I apologize. I'm having a hard time seeing here. Professional services from $500 to $1,500. Telephone and internet from $3,200 in 2025 to $58 for 2026, and that's due to needing to pay for cell phone services. Printing and advertising will remain the same at $1,000. Off the official bonds from $200 in 2025 to $500 in 26. Other insurance, the budget this year was $4,000. I raised it to $8,000 because we have had pretty extensive increases in our insurance costs. Office rent will remain the same at $4,800. Travel and mileage from $1,500 to $2,000. Care of cemeteries from $75 to $9,500. Dues and subscriptions from 200 in 2025 to 500 in 2026. The financial system, Tom's Web, that we used, 2025 2,000, 2026 to 2,500. Community services declined. This year we had budgeted $1,500. 1,000 of that was to go to the food pantry and 500 to the veteran services. The food pantry has closed, so I reduced that cost to the $500 for the veteran services. The equipment budget for this year was $2,150. For next year, we increased that to $242,000 because we're putting money in the budget for the Lyford Fire Department to purchase a fire truck and for the Rosedale Fire Department to purchase new fire equipment. Taking us down to the township assistants, we budgeted $100 for postage in 2025, reduced it to $0 for 2026 because I have plenty of postage. Other supplies for this year, $200. For 2025, I reduced it to $0 for 2026 because I believe I have enough supplies on hand for that. Emergency shelter for this year was $500. We reduced it to $50 for next year. We have not had a request for emergency shelter in the past 4 years. Housing was $0 for 2025. I did budget $850 for 2026. Again, just because of the costs, things escalating so much, we want to make sure we can cover assistance if someone needs it. Utilities, we had budgeted $4,500 this year. We reduced it to $1,000 for next because I've only had, I believe, one request for assistance in utilities. Food was $0 for this year. We proposing budgeting $100 to assist if someone needs food because of the food pantry being closed. Household supplies was $0 this year. We put $100 in for next year because again, those were things that were covered by the food pantry. Transportation was $0 this year. I did budget for $50 for next year in the event someone needs Uber assistance. Healthcare was $0 this year. I budgeted $250 for next year for assistance in the event someone needs help with prescriptions, etc. Funerals and cremations was $1,000 this year. I reduced it to $500 for next year. Under the fire and EMS, this year the budget for contractual payments was $35,000 for the two departments, Lyford and Rosedale. For next year, I did increase that to $40,000. Again, the cost of their operating really has escalated to the point they need additional funds. Their insurance, I budgeted $5,000 this year. I kept it at $5,000 for next. Services and charges. This year I had budgeted $6,000. For next year I reduced it to $1,000.
And you're gonna check what
And I'm
is
gonna, yes, I'll
Where's
check
on
that.
on
Yes.
both sides.
Machinery, equipment, and vehicles, $20,000 for 2025 and $20,000 for 2026. Under cumulative fire, and other services and charges, we had $20,000 for this year. I reduced it to $6,000 for next year because again, we are appropriating funds for a truck and fire equipment for the two departments for next year. For equipment and repairs, we had $20,000 budgeted this year, carried that over for 2026, $20,000. Under recreation, for mowing and cleanup, we had $7,500 this year. I reduced it to $3,000 for next year because we have reduced the size of the Lyford Park because of all the upgrades, and I feel the $3,000 will cover the mowing for next year and the cleanup. And I did not carry over a capital outlay for the recreation for Lyford Park. We had $2,000 this year. We are spending that $2,000, and I don't see any need to have that budget for capital outlay for next year because the park is going to be in really good shape. So that's everything. Our budget for this year, for 2025, was $176,300. And for next year, with our $200,000 that we're carrying over to the general fund, we'll take it to $413,660. Okay?
Okay. So, I'm gonna make a motion to accept the budget proposal.
I second.
Okay,
Aye.
aye. Okay,
Aye.
all ayes.
Okay, very good.
And
I appreciate your assistance, reviewing the budget for the coming year. We do have a new YouTube page where our meetings will be uploaded so that the community can see those. And that's the Florida Township of Park County YouTube page, and the address is Florida Township of Park County at Karen Russ-D8S. And that's where we will see that video of this evening's meeting.
is that about it?
That's just about it. Now, we will be meeting again in 10 days, which will put us at September
This is the second.
the 2nd, in 10 days, September, 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
We're gonna meet again in 2 weeks, which will put us at September 16th.
That's my birthday.
Oh, awesome. So we'll meet again in 2 weeks.
Okay.
And that will give 10 days for the budget to be, reviewed and give us a chance to,
That's
again,
fine.
address anything that needs to be addressed.
Okay.
Okay, so, any questions?
I don't have any, this all,
So far, okay. Well,
so I'm gonna make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I second.
Okay, meeting's adjourned. All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Aye. Nobody opposed. Oh, yes, it's officially adjourned.
all right. Thank you.
Why did